Defensive player of the year. So Draymond Green had a strong case for it. He's obviously been out for too long. He's not going to win it.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
His betting favorite at minus 160.
Has he won it 3 times or 2 times?
3 times.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 choices.
Yeah.
I think Gobert is one choice. The numbers obviously are very strong in his favor. I think if you want to go in a different direction, I think Giannis is the other one that I think you can make a very strong case for.
So the Celtics lead the league in defensive rating. I was going to ask you, and they've got 3 guys who you can kind of try to make cases for.
Robert Williams is the choice if you're going to pick somebody from the Celtics.
Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford. Actually, he's the guy. If you just look at numbers, which defensive analytics, individual analytics can be difficult, but he's the guy who his analytics.
Horford's been awesome this year, and so their whole defense is awesome. But Robert Williams is the difference making guy for them on defense. Like if you ask the guys on the team, pick a guy, they would pick him.
Yeah, I think you can make a case for Jarrett Allen, but then you say, well, is he the most impactful defender on that team, or is it Evan Mobley? So both those guys have been phenomenal.
I think their defensive rating is. I want to say I looked at. I thought their defensive rating was better when he wasn't on the court, but I might have misread that too.
Yeah, listen, that is certainly one of the stats that I do look at. It's also can be very misleading.
Definitely can be.
For example, the Mavericks defense rating is better with Dorian Finney-Smith off the court. Yeah, because you know why? He's always guarding the other team's best player. So.
Right.
If the other team's best players off the court, that's probably when he's resting. So that can be deceiving. And it with Mobley, it's 105.3 with him on the floor, 105.1 with him off. So by the way, Allen is a little bit more. It's 106.7 with him on, 104 with him off. So that's the case with both of those guys. How much is garbage time a factor there?
Right.
Whatever. There's a lot of numbers we can throw out on those two, especially when you look at like shots challenged. Allen is ridiculous. Guys taking shots against him with him challenging shots inside 6 feet are shooting 48.6%. In terms of expected field goal percentage, it's almost 15% lower than expected based on those shots. He's been absolutely phenomenal. By the way, a classic case of a guy who, who's the Suns' best defense player? Who's their all defensive candidate?
Yeah, they're Mikal Bridges, I would say, but
100%.
Yeah, Bridges probably should be an All NBA candidate. He won't make it, but he's so good.
Right, but he's their guy who's going to guard the best player 1 through 4.
Yeah,
106.4 with him on, 99.4 with him off.
Right,
but nobody with 2.5 brain cells is going to look at that and say, well, that proves the Suns are better defensively without Bridges. It's like, no, he's guarding the other team's best player all the time.
Right.
So, that gets a little wonky. Now, that on-off is Gobert's, probably the best argument that there is. Well, not the best. One of the best arguments for Gobert this year. Basically, they're the league's best defense with him on the floor, 105.1, and would be, in the 20s or so without him, 111.2. But they're all, it's tough because they are 13th overall, and it's, you don't see many defensive players of the year from a team that's decent defensively overall.
Gobert, there are some nights when he completely owns the court. He changes the game defensively. There are other nights when that's not the case. But I don't know. Utah is not as good defensively this year as they were last year. There's factors at play there. They've underachieved maybe a little bit this season overall. It's a hard pick.
A lot of their underachieving though was when he was out with COVID and then a strained calf. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell was also out in a lot of those games. He's of all these guys we're talking about, Rudy Gobert is the Jazz's defensive system. Yep. A lot of it is like Rudy. They've got one other solid defensive player in the starting lineup. That's Royce O'Neal, who's asked to do way too much. And then other than that, it's like, Rudy, help us out. help us out here. And he's also the best defensive rebounder in the league. I think that matters. He's right up there in terms of block shots. I do think he changes the game certainly more than any other defense player in the league. If Draymond would have stayed healthy, I think Draymond was on track.
Draymond was going to win the award for sure.
He was, especially if the Warriors were the number one defense in the league, which they have been with him in there. He's missed way too many games. I know that's a sensitive subject for Windhorse. He thinks if a guy plays at least 10 quarters,
he steps on the court, he's eligible.
Yeah. Wendy would point out that when Draymond played 7 seconds in that one game, the last game he played, that it was scoreless when he checked out.
Do you remember when that guy Andre Ingram played for the Lakers and he had like 25 points in the last game?
I do remember.
He should have been considered, right? Considered
sixth man of the year.
Yeah.
Or 16th man of the year in his case.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw what are they? The South Bay Lakers.
Yeah.
I saw them in the airport and he was there. Is he still playing, Andre Ingram?
I believe he is. He might be coaching. Playing? I thought he was. He might be coaching them.
He was with the team when I saw him in the airport. Bunch of big fellas checking in and flying.
Yeah,
coach,
he's still playing for them, it appears.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.